Back in the den, Terry Pack. Lots of stuff going on. Let's not bury the lead today. This duel with Oklahoma, that's been on your calendar for a while, and I know you're excited about it. It's a great opportunity.
I mean, it's people think we're crazy, right? But we're going to duel the University of Oklahoma, and we're going to do it in Norman, Oklahoma. And as of right now, Chattanooga will be there, and so will Cal State Bakersfield. So we're going to duel 3 D1 teams, and it's going to be something, man. Some of these kids will never forget, you know. And I think that was what we wanted to do. We wanted to create an experience as close as we could to Division I model as we could, and we obviously train that way. We're trying to get our facilities to move that direction. I think our staff is in that direction, and I think now just that next step is trying to be able to get into competition like this.
Didn't you say in a previous den that some rules changes have allowed for this to happen? You can now take on some programs like Oklahoma?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is it doesn't count for them.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't want to do it. But, you know, there's some schools out there that look at the longevity of wrestling and care about building the longevity of wrestling. And they understand that with these new rules coming out and some of the caps coming in, that junior college wrestling is going to play an important part to be able to keep wrestling around for a while in a collegiate level.
Boy, and just that's because of the changes at the top there, those D1 programs, and
right.
Like you're saying, the caps and everything. So that's a great opportunity for programs like Southeast then.
It is. And, you know, I think you're going to see a better level of competition coming to the NJCAA in the next year or two, just because those, like per se, like University of Nebraska, if they have 37 kids, they got to cut 7 kids. The roster cap's 30. So make a big difference. Where do those 7 kids go? Right. Those are 7 kids that are borderline D1 kids. They're going to step into a JUCO program and be amazing. So if we do it right and we recruit right and we put out a model and a product that's good, that's respectable, that people believe in, we think we have a chance of some of those, that level of kid.
Once again, your reputation is going to come into play here. You know, folks that know you, even if they don't, they've heard about you. That's going to be a big part of this too, and it has been from day one. So that's awesome.
I appreciate that. I mean, I think if been around for a long time, whether that's good or bad, right?
That's how you put it, right?
Yeah, I guess, you know, but I think we're happy where we are. Yeah. I think we're happy in the direction that we're moving. We're not where we want to be. For me, if I'm not first, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, and I'm going to go back to the drawing board, and I want us to be able to contend for a national title, and we are limited by our financial resources to be able to do so, but that's where our fundraising efforts have to come in, and our recruiting efforts have to come in, and our development. So we can't just rely on one part. We got to rely on the whole product, and that's what we're trying to do. Yeah,
2 years out of the gate. And despite all the challenges that you face, I checked on the NJCAA ratings. Men are 12, women are 5. Correct. So, and the women have 7 of 11 top 10 placers in those weight classes. So we'll talk to Jake here in a second, but I mean, you like the trajectory you're on.
I mean, I think the whole idea when we started these programs was to put ourselves in a contention to win a national title. And you have to do that by having a successful first year, which we did. The guys at one point were ranked number 3 in the country this year. We've got some injuries. We've got some kids that we got rid of because we're not going to tolerate kids coming in here that aren't going to do the right thing. If other programs want those kids, by all means, go take kids not doing the right thing. If it costs us a national title to have kids doing the right thing and put out the right product, then I guess I'll be third or fifth or eighth or whatever it is.
Yeah. Are you going to get much time, the team and yourself, for a Christmas break here?
We're not. We're gonna be back on the 23rd. We're gonna come right back on the 1st.
Wow. So you're not even going to let that Christmas dinner get settled in, and then you're going to have them right back?
Right. I mean, we really don't have a choice because we go to Nyack on the 4th and our national duels are on the 10th. So we just can't give those guys that amount of time off and let their weight get out of control, let their training get out of control. At the end of the day, they're kids. And kids make bad decisions sometimes, and so do we, right?
Okay.
And so do we. So I think for us, we just want to give them the best, the best chance to be successful. And we think by doing that, we're giving them those 7 days off, and then we're going to bring them right back in and get to work.
Right. Terry Pack, hey, thanks for joining us. Happy
Thank you, Steve.
holidays. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to everybody, and Happy New Year.
We got Jake Hamilton coming up here right after this.
Terry Pack here from Beatrice campus, the head wrestling coach and athletic director, and all of our athletes and all of our coaches and staff would like to wish a Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year.
Back in the den, Jake Hamilton joining us. Jake, wow, you guys ranked number 5 in the country on the latest rankings, and you've got 7 girls that are ranked in the top 10 of 11 weight classes. I mean, and I'm looking at the list, I only see a couple sophomores, so freshmen have really stepped up here.
Absolutely. Our freshman group's been awesome, really. It kind of starts with Anya Hatch. She was a transfer in, seen as a freshman still on the list. And she's came in and been a great leader, and then we kind of followed that up with Jasmine Ortega, who's ranked pretty high, 124 for us. She's from California. Been nothing short of impressive this season, and the list kind of goes on, right? So it's been great to have additional pieces as freshmen that have came in, and not only are they working hard in the room, but they've created a bond within their team that kind of seems like it's inseparable. So it's great to see them in the room gelling, but it also is great to see them outside of the room kind of meshing all together, and that's what makes great teams.
This speaks, I think, to your solid recruiting. I mean, when you can get this kind of a bunch that comes in as freshmen and boy, there they are. I mean, that's really some top shelf recruiting there. You guys pretty pleased?
Yeah, I think we're pleased all around, right? I think strategy for us is kind of work in state and then work out, right, to those bordering states that are close to us, and it seemed to have benefited really well, right? We have some great in-state talent along with a lot of great out-of-state talent, and it seems to really be working.
Yeah. Okay, so the 2 of the sophomores, at least that I recognize, Nevaeh Leonard, number 3 at 145, and Kiera Boldridge at number 1 at 235. Now, she's been ranked number 1 all season. Is that correct? I mean, she's just really been there. Yeah,
she's had a great season. Obviously up at 235, which is not a weight class when you go to NCAAs or NAIA. But in junior college, we do have the weight class of 235. She's had a great year so far. She actually wrestled a Division I wrestler from the University of Iowa and was able to. That was kind of an upset in the making, so that was a huge win for her. That's how she kind of started her year, and it's really kind of gave her the confidence to go out there and know that she might be the best 235-pounder around. So
Yeah.
that's been awesome.
Now, the fact that that's not in a higher division like D1, does she see pretty good competition at this level? I mean, they have to have some place to go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of times she'll see those girls that maybe haven't descent down to 207 in the NCAAs or NAIAs. So she sees a lot of good competition along with all of the girls in that junior college rankings as well. So she's really, the sky's the limit for that kid. I don't even know if she knows how great she really can be.
Yeah, she doesn't. I'm not around her much, but she seems like she's maybe a little bit on the quiet side.
Yeah.
You know her so much more better than anybody, but
She may have you fooled.
I'm just not around enough. She probably thinks, who is this guy, coming around. Okay, so this Oklahoma duel, what's your thoughts on that? We talked to Terry about that, but to me, I just look at that, I mean, that is really just something special.
Yeah, great. I think it's going to be great for our guys, right? They get to experience that D1 atmosphere, what it's like to be at that next level, but along the way they get to experience a practice room and the entire environment. I think it's just great for our guys to be able to go out there and experience something beyond just the junior college level. So I think this is something that at the end of the day they're always going to be able to go back to and kind of recall this when they're my age, right, and never really forget it. So sometimes wrestling is also about the experiences that are given along the way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's going to be so exciting. Will you run the same schedule as the guys with the gals? You'll kind of bring them, and not getting much of a break here over the holidays. Is that kind of what you'll do too?
Yeah, it'll be fairly similar. The girls don't return to competition for a little bit longer, so we come back actually about 4 or 5 days later than the guys.
Okay.
But that's kind of all structured in a thought-out process of how much time do we need for training before we lead into that competition, and what's a good mental break for these girls to come back and kind of get that mental reset and hit the ground running, because and we've been preaching to the girls, this is the fun part of the season, right? We have national duels, we have obviously the national tournament at the end, so this is really where we make the push.
Right. And so then they got to finish up some classwork too here.
Absolutely.
And get ready for that next semester. It's just that part of it, I know you guys don't lose sight of that, but they've got that on their plate too.
Yeah.
Jake, anything you might want to add? Something that we haven't touched on? I just wanted to talk to you about how impressive this is to see all these ranked wrestlers here in the top 10. I mean, it is just, it's like, wow, you guys are headed for a strong finish here. This could be really exciting.
Yeah, I guess the only thing to add there, and we preach to our girls all the time, Kobe Bryant mentions this in videos, and I bring it into the practice room, right? Job's not finished though, right? Rankings are great, right? And it's cool for the social media aspect and those sorts of things. But when it comes down to it, we have to go out and prove we're one of the best out there, and we preach that every day. Job's not finished. We can't be content with where we're at. We got to go shoot for the stars, and I do believe we have a bunch of girls that are going to achieve that.
Yeah, you got to finish up strong for sure. I know that's working. Jake, hey, thanks for your time. Happy holidays.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time, man. All right, that's going to do it for the 2024 season of The Den. So you guys enjoy the holidays. We'll see you right back here again in 2025.